Main rule, no humbleness. No humbleness.
I forgot to break down the rule.
Humbleness?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No humbleness. This is the one place the humbleness is not allowed. You're just talking shit, talk about how you got where you at, how you doing. Yeah, everything we talk about, just say with that swagger, bring what you gotta do. So that's the main rule, no humbleness. We're here to pretty much have fun. We're gonna touch on what you do and then what we do best, bring out personality, have fun. I will admit this is our first sober episode. So, huh?
He said this is our first sober episode. I could have got right on the way down.
No, we did.
Nah, I think it's like the second one.
Weird.
The one with Mike wasn't sober?
Mike.
What Mike?
Mike that does the CMOS?
Nah, he was lit, man.
He was so.
He was so
He
lit.
was
We was lit.
Brandon.
Yo, you gotta, don't mind me. I work with the community so much. We gotta go around with the names one more time, 3 times.
Good.
All my niggas we coastin', high grade we smoking, on the highway we rollin', crack a bottle we toastin'.
Welcome everybody. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. This
We keep getting better.
Episode.
We just keep getting better and better and better and better. It's amazing.
Yeah, we are officially again out of the studio. We are on the go. We actually not even in the state of Connecticut no more. We are traveling. I'm feeling good. We've had a long drive down here. It was long. It was quick. We had no police bother us. We was able to smoke our herbs on the way down here peacefully. Not much it was all good, man. It was all good. Not much of everything was going on. Honestly, the only thing I was thankful for, not much trucks was out there.
Yeah.
Because when you're coming down here, coming from the George Washington Bridge and all that, there's a whole bunch of trucks. So thankful for this being Saturday. Yeah, so the reason why we're not in the studio, because we have another special episode for you, man. We only do nothing but great motherfucking personalities in the building. So this personality was so great that we had to come to him. His personality gravitated us down here, We was pulled towards it like a gravitational pull from the sun. This man is doing things for the community, not for himself, but for everybody else around him. He's making everybody else better, and not mentally alone, but physically as well too. He's here to just make you feel like a better you, the best you that you could possibly can. He's here to encourage you, to motivate you, to uplift you in any ways that he can, and also the other people around you, because when you guys are good, he's good. So, with that being said, man, we have Coach Gayle in the building.
What's going on?
Thank you for coming in. Well, thank you for opening your doors
Yeah, exactly.
for
Yeah,
us.
thank you open door.
You guys reached out, did your due diligence. Why not, man? What you
Facts.
do is very positive. We appreciate you giving us the platform to shine more light on what we're doing here in the city of Philadelphia.
Nah, I'm glad. I definitely want to do that because as we talked about, we definitely heard about you from Gabe. So Gabe, as soon as we was talking about how we was trying to travel, you're one of the first names.
Shout out to my guy.
Exactly.
Yes, first names that came up, man. He's like, oh, you guys have to go meet Yusef. You guys have to go meet Yusef.
Wow.
He's doing his thing.
It seems like we have more and more people on this podcast that we say the same exact thing for.
Facts.
It seems like we just get them from him. Like he is like you said, he's the plug. Like he's a human plug with people.
Listen, he's the plug to quality people.
Yeah, to
Facts.
quality people. Like
in all honesty, and I got to give my brother his flowers. He's always a good source to individuals like yourself, and like real deal, just people that got stuff going on. Like if you need somebody that's doing something positive
Facts.
or
He knows.
in any area,
He knows.
it's like call Gabe. Like
everybody.
real deal.
It's funny how we say you're for the community. Gabe is just as much for the community as well too. So it's how like minds flock to each other. And you said Gabe originally reached out to you through social media.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that to me it shows how strong your movement is here personally. Because I know Gabe is originally from Philly, but the fact that he's out from Connecticut and still pushing the things that you're pushing, to me it's a reflection on you and what you're doing. Because if somebody's from a whole nother state, honestly, really pushing you and telling you how good the things that you're doing just off the strength of you, not because somebody grew up with you or around you or anything like that, to me it shows that not only is other people got you on your back, but it means that you're actually doing something that the community can actually push.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
110%.
important.
It's definitely important. And it's crazy. The way I met this brother was through social media. Like you said, he reached out. He reached out in a genuine manner. He was doing some positive things right in the neighborhood that I live in, at Martin Luther King High School. He has the youth program there.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is, as a community, I don't think we do our due diligence enough have a network where we can know what's going on, like right under our noses. Like, you know what I
Facts.
mean? Like, so here's this guy, you know, powerful in the community, doing something positive at the neighborhood high school that's in the neighborhood that I not only grew up in, but still live in to this day. And he reached out to me, just was genuine in this conversation, said he had been following me for some time. And he liked what I was doing with my kids at the time, which was, something that he shared. You know what? That's crazy. Gabe is the one that actually brought it to my attention that I was doing what I was doing with my kids for years or whatever. He had been watching me. And I had to go back in my own timeline and
Just to
realize,
relook at it.
yeah, like it's well, what he was referring to was I do something called Gratefuls, like, you know, in the morning, like just in transition to school or whatever. I always make my kids recite something that they're grateful for.
Okay, that's
Like,
dope.
I'll start it off,
That's
like
dope.
I'll say, you know, great
Yeah, I'm
morning.
grateful, yeah.
Everything is always great morning. You know, no matter what's going on,
It's
I
a
could have
great
been in the
morning.
middle of, you know, turmoil, but it's always great morning. We're gonna put this positive energy out, and I just started putting it into them really at a rough time in my life. Like I started doing that just from working on myself. I was actually going through a divorce at the time, and just like when things were just seemed like it had no control on the outskirts, I did control what I had, which was my attitude and my energy. So just through my own personal development, I started, having them recite at least something that they were grateful for every day. Like, you know, we can overthink it as adults, but kids are super genuine.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
they're
so,
gonna
you
tell you
know,
exactly how they feel.
Yeah, so like, and you know, we would have good day, and I would never really edit it, like just to make it look
Yeah,
good
make it
for
more
social
raw.
media. Like nothing about my social media is really edited outside of, you know, the reels
course,
or whatever. You know,
yeah.
I'm, you know, technology, but whatever they would give is what I would give to the world. Good days, bad days, smooth mornings, hard mornings as a single father. I was single at the time, married now again, you know what I mean? Beautiful marriage. We have 7 children.
Ooh,
Hey,
what's a
blended
nice
family.
number right there. You got to start in 5 with substitutions.
Definitely done. There will be no more. There will be no more.
That's it. Finito.
Quote me in it right here. Like, you know what I mean? Record it, send it out to everybody. But, yeah, Gabe reached out, man, and he just was super excited about what we was doing and how consistent we had been. And it wasn't until he mentioned it in another organization that I actually went back in my timeline and I was like, wow, I've been doing this and sending it out in the world to my kids like 4 years. It was like
Oh,
4
wow.
consecutive
At the time,
years.
at that
But you
time.
never even noticed it, did you?
I didn't. I just had to. I went so far back, and I noticed that my youngest son, who's 7 now, he was like in a car seat. He was like at 2 at the time, or 2 or 3. And I just did the math. Like, man, I got, 4 years consistently of doing these Gratefuls, and then everybody would just reach out like, man, we enjoy the Gratefuls, we enjoy the Gratefuls, we enjoy. So anyway, he asked me to, he was following me, seen a couple other brothers, and he asked me to come in and speak at the youth program because he, after making contact and just saying what he admired about me, he asked me what I did in the community, and that's when he learned about our movement here with Herbalife Nutrition and everything that we're doing, and he was like, he did a little more research. He was like, wow, could you come in and speak? And I went in and spoke for the children at his program and things of that nature.
So, what got you into the Herbalife?
In all honesty, like, and I'm gonna keep, you said we got to keep it 100%.
Keep it 100,
Keep it
man.
100.
No humbleness.
I'm
I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Weed and
I'm
whiskey.
gonna keep it 100 with you. I got into Herbalife literally just trying to support a friend.
Okay.
Okay.
I knew nothing about the company. The company, by the way, is 41 years old. Just celebrated their 40th year anniversary about a year and a half ago. First time I heard about it was 8 years ago. And I heard about it through my friend. My friend is, his name is Naeem Turner, childhood friend of mine, one of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. Probably the only other person my mom calls son I have right?
I got some
That's
friends
him
like
right
that.
there, the light-skinned brother in the middle.
Okay.
But he's the first Prez team member in Herbalife Nutrition from the inner city, meaning the hood of Philadelphia. And back then, somebody found him on social media. A good friend of ours by the name of Marnie Harmon. She lives out in California now. She's one of my best friends as well. But we didn't know Marnie before this. She found him. She got him involved. Me just being his friend, I got
He
involved.
was like, just fuck it, I'll just do it. Whatever, it is what it is.
And when I said, like, honestly, and when I said, fuck it, I'll just do it, it wasn't even the business part. We had went to what was called a fit camp. We went to a workout out Drexel Hill. Now, back then, I'm working in my field of study. I am a college graduate from Clark Atlanta University.
Okay,
wow.
okay.
HBCU.
Yeah, definitely. Working, 13 years in my field of study. which was behavioral health and psych at the time. 3 jobs, killing myself. You know what I mean? Ex-college athlete, but I'm super, I'm super overweight at the time. I'm out of shape. I'm like not healthy at all. I'm 45 pounds heavier than what you see right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Muscle or
just,
fat?
Fat by far. Yeah, I got pictures to prove it. Yeah, man, definitely.
So that's why you got the tag on?
Yeah, so I keep that on at
As
all
a
times.
reminder?
Yeah, as a reminder. And,
gotta
and
get
to
your
show
shit
people what I
together.
do, yeah. So we went to a fit camp out in Drexel Hill. That's like on the outskirts of where we live. That's nowhere near where we live. Maybe about 50-minute drive, but it's still in this area. Went to a fit camp, worked out because he was out there going, and he like, yo, you got to come. I went. I died out there. I'm thinking I'm in shape. I'm like, man, I'm horrible right now. And long story short, we went to a shop like this afterwards. And I had my first sample of the products. I had a shake and a tea.
How was it?
It was great.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Is it
great.
flavorous?
He started. The business
first
is
shake I
here.
ever had was they called it an apple pie at the time, right? It tastes just like apple pie. I come to find out later that it was a combination of French vanilla Formula One shake and the apple fiber that they use, right? All healthy products. I didn't know it was healthy at all, but I had the shake and I liked it. They told me afterwards, like, yo, that's healthy or whatever like that. So, I'll give you the fast version. My man, he was in it, but he really didn't understand what he was doing. And he was going to these meetings on Thursday, for the multi-level marketing portion of it. And he asked me to come. And I went, and when I went in there and I saw what it was, immediately I was like, I don't want to. I like, this
You already thought you knew what it was.
That's like, listen, I'm like, okay, this is one of them things where you sign people up.
Pyramid
they
schemes.
sign people up, right? And truth of the matter is, I had done something in multi-level marketing before and failed at it miserably. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, so it left. But that
bad
was my
taste.
experience.
It's a bad
left
taste.
Yeah.
Listen, honestly, nothing wrong with the company. I just wasn't passionate about it. I was just chasing a dollar. Like I was tired of really like working the way that I was working. I love what I was doing in my field of study, but it wasn't enough money. And I was just, trying to explore other ways than what I was taught on how to get a dollar. Like, I was everybody else's version of successful except myself, to be honest.
So you was ready to step out your comfort zone at
yeah.
a point. That's where you was at your point where it's like, all right, enough was enough. I'm tired of feeling the way that I feel. I'm tired of the same results.
Yeah.
What can I do different to
Yeah.
change my circumstances?
110%.
Like everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, but it's like, where can I go to find new opportunities?
Exactly. And so he took me to one of them meetings, and I was like, I literally sat in the back. I think I fell asleep because I was tired coming off a double. And I remember coming out of there, I was like, listen, I just straight up told him, I'm like, look, I'm not really interested in the business. I don't want to do that. I'm like, but I'm going to sign up because I like the products. And if nothing else, I'll buy the products and, you can
Support
get
you.
Yeah. That's really how I felt.
A real
And so-
friend, a real
yeah,
friend, a
yeah,
real
you know
friend
what I
right
mean?
there.
And so I
Genuine.
bought the products, and I started using the products. And then he had this bright idea to bring Fit Camp that we was going to up there. He was like, yo, we need one of those in our neighborhood. Like, we need one of those in the hood. Like, we need one
Facts.
of those in the fucking hood.
Like instead of making the people go out of their own community for it, let's just bring it to the community
'cause
itself.
Just to keep it real, none of the people that we was involved with was going to travel 40 to 50
Facts.
minutes up. At least that's how we felt.
To come
So
here.
he like, yo, I'm gonna start this Fit Camp, like, and I was in with that. Like, I was like, yo, I'm always community driven, right? And I was like, yo, I'm with that. We should start a workout. Yo, you start that, I'm gonna rock with you, da-da-da-da. And we started off with a free Fit Camp on Sundays out in the park, not too far from here, Bluebell Park, right around Walnut Lane. And we would just show up. We ain't know what the hell we was doing. I'm gonna just keep it real. None of us is personal trainers by trade.
But that's how it
Right.
is when you start off. You don't always know what
yeah.
you're doing when you start
Nobody
off.
was a personal trainer by trade. Nobody was any of those things. We just was showing up on a Sunday, working out together in the grass, in the dirt.
Winging that bitch.
Right. And this was at the beginning of the social media phase. Like, I don't even think I was on Instagram at the time. I got on because he got on. The videos was like 15 seconds long at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's when Instagram first had videos.
Yeah, when it first, it was like the most good. So you was trying to do everything in them 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
But like, we wasn't like, that was really his brainchild. I got to give all, like, this movement was spearheaded by my man Naeem. Like, and it was a movement even before it was a business opportunity, at least in our neighborhood. And so, we was getting people together. People started coming. I was losing weight. I was feeling great. I dropped 25 pounds in like 5.5 weeks.
Oh, shit.
And this was on the products. This was like this. I wasn't even really working out.
This
I
is
was
just
working
straight
all the
product.
time. Only thing I really committed to was I stopped missing breakfast. I was having a shake in the morning. You know, because before that I was working 3 jobs, 11 to 7, night shift, 7 to 3 in the school system. And on the weekends, I was working drug and alcohol rehabilitation, putting people in programs so they can get clean and get their lives together down 8th and Girard. And so I was working like pretty much every day. I had a day off for me was anytime I did 8 hours.
Wow.
A regular 8 hours. That was like my day off, right? So I did that shit, man, for like 13 years. And,
Damn.
Yeah, I was like just, you know.
You've
How
been
did you
dedicated.
do that? Like,
You Superman on the low?
Nah,
I was about
man.
to say.
Nah. I mean, just man. How can I say? Chasing. Trying not to be a fucking failure,
okay.
but
So
still,
you fear failing. You fear failing.
I did, but to an extent, because of that, you know, you could pursue something that's not your version of success.
Facts.
And you know, I was considered a success where I came from because the majority of my friends and my homies was in prison. You know, we was in the streets.
Yeah.
I didn't go that route. I decided to go to school because I was smart. You know what I mean? Like, school never was a problem for me. I grew up in a household with 2 teachers, my grandparents. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So-
when you that you have no choice but to.
Yeah. You know, but I knew, you know, what I was doing or what we was doing out there wasn't going to last, and I had the opportunity, and they did too. A lot of them did too, but I chose to, you know. So I went and I graduated. I came home. I started working in my field of study. You know, it just became another form of just just energy and mental imprisonment. You could become a slave to your possessions. So to the outside looking
Facts.
in, you know, I'm working. You know, I'm a college grad. I got a bachelor's in science. I'm working. You know, I'm doing everything that everybody else considers like, you know, a successful black man should do. I buy my first house at 26. I get married. You know, to my daughter's
You're
mom.
you're checking the checklist.
Yeah,
You're checking off the checklist.
You know what I mean? I got the BMW. You know what I mean? I'm wearing the designer shit that none of
you
that
weren't
shit
happy.
I actually like.
But
You
you
know what I mean? Like everybody
Tight
else,
jeans and all of that shit.
Everybody else's version of success. Now that I, you know, look back on my life and
it wasn't for you. You wasn't
but
doing
I
it
was
for
breaking
you.
my neck, man. I literally had become like a machine. I had become like a machine in my routine. I was averaging 4 hours of sleep. I was, you know, like that, you know, in my mind, as long as I was paying the bills and as long as I wasn't out here,
You were
like,
good.
you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, my integrity was trash in my last marriage.
So
A
basically,
lot
what
of
you're
it played
saying
a
is,
part.
not to cut you off, like your standards of what you thought of what a man was low.
Yeah, because my standards, and I'm very clear on this through you know, personal development and things that I've done, the ways I've been working on myself over the years. I was, you know, really just working my ass off to not be my dad. You know what I mean? And that's no
That's
disrespect
deep.
to my father. Like I
No,
love,
that's
love my
deep.
father, but I was trying my hardest to not be my dad. Like, you know what I mean? Everything that I thought he was. You know what I mean? Can't
The
disrespect.
bad
you know,
that you didn't like in him.
Right,
All
right,
the
you
bad
know.
you didn't like in him.
Right,
You didn't
right.
want to be a reflection of that in no way,
raised by
shape,
my
or form.
mom, single woman, paying all the bills, doing everything. I was the man in the house very, very early. You know, my father battled with drug addiction and things, but he was a good dude, and I have an amazing relationship with my father right now. My father actually lives with me right now.
Okay.
My wife and I take care of him. He's dealing with some health ailments. He has stage 4 kidney failure. He's a dialysis patient,
Oh,
but
man.
he's doing amazing, man. Like this is probably the best he's been doing in years. You know
It's
what I mean?
probably your vibes.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll say it's the creator, it's the vibes. It's definitely working on myself.
Yeah.
But God don't make any mistakes, man. Like, you know, I've been through working on myself. I've been able to recreate a relationship with my father, and I've been able to get his story, in opposed to the story I was told, and whatever the story I developed.
Yeah,
And, like, you know,
you've
so
seen it from your perspective at this point.
Some good, some bad, but at the end of the day, we're all human, right?
Mm-hmm.
My kid's gonna have a story about me one day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to make that the greatest story possible. But my father is a jewel, man. Everybody loves him. He was just here today. You know what I mean? The kids love him. He's literally my kid's favorite person in the world. But, you know, but that's kind of where I bought into the notion of as long as I'm working, it don't matter if I'm failing at home, because I definitely was failing at home. But I was like just paying the bills, and I was,
You didn't even realize you was failing
Man,
daily without even realizing
yeah,
you was failing.
Definitely, I like, man, this is a thought process. This is crazy. Like, just y'all taking me back in the time machine. I'm in the DeLorean right now with Doc. Right? It's crazy.
No, it's dope. It's deep because it's like I'm like me personally. I see a lot of what I'm going through right now from
Yeah.
the things that you're saying. Because it's like as I got older, like I just turned 29. As I got older, I realized I wasn't doing a lot of things for me. I wasn't even living life for me a lot. And it's like
Yeah.
I'm glad I realized that at 20, like at 20, you know, in my 20s. But the fact that I came to that conclusion, now I want to live life for me in every decision or every chance that I
Yeah.
can. Like
Yeah.
every standard, I want to be satisfied with the choices that I make. Because it's like, all right, I did it for me. I did it. I thought about it, and I made the choice because I wanted to.
And let me ask you a question. How old are you, brothers?
I just turned 29.
I'm
29?
I'm about to be 29 in November.
You 29 November? 31 Dre. Okay, so the oldest, I'm 42. Right?
Okay.
And so, as men, like we're sold on that. We're sold sometimes that like our happiness is supposed to be tied to.
Sometimes we
sacrifice.
convince our own
Yeah.
selves
Like, yeah,
that
like,
that's
you know,
the case.
Like it's nothing wrong with because we're supposed to, but you know, whatever our successful, you know, and not, you know, whatever our version of success is, and we think about a successful man, we think about somebody who sacrifices everything to make sure everybody
Everything's
else is cool
straight.
first.
Yes.
Right?
But never look at themselves.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it is something wrong
Until
with
you,
that.
when you start
Definitely.
deteriorating
Because-
as a man.
yeah,
Because once you
because-
start feeling that effects now, it's like, how can I keep giving pieces of me that don't even exist no more?
110%. And then you start to realize that all these things that you're trying to achieve, you can't achieve it in the drained down version of yourself anyway.
You're
So if
watered
you don't-
down.
Right. If you don't pour into yourself, if your cup is not full, how do you keep pouring?
Facts.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of my early failures, I would say even the failure in my marriage the first time and all that came from that version of me, not this version of me. You know what I mean? But I had to go through
You
a
had to
lot of
fail.
Yeah, you got to go through the
I
ups
was-
and the downs.
Oh, sorry.
Shit.
I was gonna ask, as a young, I'm married as well.
Okay.
And
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. See,
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I be the
everybody-
only one on the show who have to say this shit.
Nah,
Everybody else be able
he
to say
married,
what
but
they
you
want.
gotta have a little baby girl. So
But
you
yeah,
gotta
I'm
have
about
a
to have a
little
baby
baby
girl
so
too. Yeah,
blessings coming his way.
She coming soon, so you was a part of our wrap up before I go on my little maternity leave, real quick.
Oh man,
But I just want to know, like, what's one advice you would give to keep that, keep that happy marriage?
this is my second time around.
Okay.
I'm fortunate enough to say I'm married to my best friend.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we've been married a little over a year now. We've been together for probably about 5 years now, going on 5, right? I think the key element to what's going to make sure I'm successful this time around is the fact that I was working on myself before I met her. And she was working on herself
as well.
before she met me.
Okay.
Like, so we was already like on a path of personal development and quite frankly, not even looking for quote unquote marriage. And I can honestly say that the creator, like God brought us together. Like I really believe that. I mean, like she's an amazing woman. Look, we come from 2 different religious backgrounds. Like, you know, I'm a Muslim. She's a Christian. She was really on her path. Like, you know, it was, she didn't date, you know, even when like, you know, we didn't date in the beginning, like she didn't any of that. And we were friends in the beginning. It really was from an authentic place. And it's crazy. I don't even want to feel like I got it all figured out because I'm still learning my wife, like right now.
Yeah.
But the one thing I can honestly say, because people ask us this all the time because they say, wow, you guys make this look so, we did. You know, I approach this like I wanted, like anything else that I want to be successful in now.
You can't see it fail.
Right, yeah, like, you know, like what do we do when we say we're going to make something happen? Like you guys doing this podcast, wherever the commitment came from, it had to be a commitment first. You know what I mean? If you wanted to be successful, and to me, it already is, at some point in time, right, you guys have said like, all right, we don't know it all, but fuck it, like we committed to being successful in this. That means we're going to step into this, not knowing it all, and whatever happens, whatever failures along the way,
Keep going.
We're not
Teachers.
quitting.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Right. That's
we,
the recipe
we've
of
been
success.
there.
Right.
We've been there a few times.
Right.
Like honestly, everything that you're saying, it resonates with me because, like I said, I don't know. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where all of that is hitting home.
Yeah.
In a sense, like it's like we're not even on the podcast. Like we're just having a man-to-man conversation right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything you're telling me, I'm going through that, and it's like you've been through the relationships, and you be like, you thought it was the one, and you realize now you kind of have to start over because you are kind of not even in a sense ruined, but you kind of backtrack from that last failed relationship. Because now you have to relearn yourself based off the things that came from that.
Yeah, but-
because it brings things out of you sometimes that you don't even want.
But in all actuality, it's not a backtrack. It's part of the process on to way to me having a successful marriage. Like I
Okay.
had to fail at that marriage to have a successful marriage this time around. I had to, you know what I mean? Even when, like, it wasn't time lost or nothing. Like, the crazy thing, I have a amazing relationship with my ex-wife now. Like a dope relationship. Like we
Yeah.
co-parent. It's like my wife, my current wife's son, spends the night at my ex-wife's house with my sons.
So is it
Just
safe to
be
say?
there.
Like,
That's dope. That's
Like
dope.
it's like, you know, it's still
It's
at
one
the-
family.
Yeah, we still one family. Gotta be like, what, the job ain't done, the
Facts.
partnership ain't done. We got these children.
Facts.
for
You
life.
know what I mean? Like we got four. I got 4 beautiful kids with a beautiful woman who is a friend of mine. Like you know, we just weren't right for marriage. And like it's crazy. Like we had to go through that, the turmoil, the hate, the mistakes, the you know,
The
all the
all
stuff
that.
that when you're in it. To realize later on and to come back and to have a conversation in our older, more wiser selves to be like,
That wasn't it.
like, yo, we was young. Like, damn, like we didn't even, like knowing now, it's like, yo, what was we thinking? It was more like, what was we, like, why did
Like,
we,
we're
how did we
stupid.
think that was
Yeah, like,
going
we're
on?
stupid.
We did this before we did that, and we did this, and it was like, yo, and we both was on the same page of, and that actually helps because it's a release of, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You still want the
You
best
can move
for
on
your-
better. You can
Yeah,
move on
yeah,
better that way because you don't feel like you're holding on to anything from the past.
110%. And then at the end of the day, like, you know, what we actually do, what we show our children is what they're going to pick up on.
Yes.
The kids do what they see, not what you
Subconsciously
say.
at all times.
Like, you can tell your kids all the time, hey, you know, you could be anything you want to be in life, but
if
you
you're
ain't
not,
trying.
if
Yeah,
you're not
they
a
don't-
reflection
they
of your
don't
words,
Right. If daddy ain't trying to be all, he could be, you know,
Why should
mommy
I?
ain't trying, like, yo, you settling, but you telling me I can go to the moon. Like, but you settling. I'm watching you settle.
Facts.
I'm watching you be unhappy every single day.
Facts.
Unhappiness is the norm now.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
This is what we go through. And just to segue that into how we got into this business, you know, I wanted nothing to do with the business. I just wanted to support a friend. I started losing weight. I started bringing people around. We had this movement. The fit camp started like growing. Like we started off with, we always tell the story, 5 people in a patch of grass. That's how we used to say it, right? And in the beginning, it wasn't sexy. In the beginning, like, you know, we went to, you know, like the outside world or the quote unquote, the personal trainers and stuff. They used to look like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. So it went from laughing at us to hate to how can I get down? Like, you know what I mean? Because the movement just was that powerful. Like, man, I mean, if you follow the social media, you see the crowds that
Yeah.
man. All that started from one workout a week that was free for the community.
In the park.
And that's why we still do free workouts every Sunday to this day. Like, we're never
Okay.
getting rid of that.
It's
That's
like
the
it's like
genesis
never
of what
forgetting where
started.
you come from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I was bringing people around. I'm like, yo, I don't do the business. You know, people was asking me like about the products, and I was just genuinely showing them what I was doing, you know, what products I was using. I was saying, oh, you know, if you want to buy it, go talk to my man. I was sending them to
Yeah.
him. Like, you get the product from him.
Yeah.
You was like
So
the
anyway-
ambassador for him, pretty much in a sense.
Yeah. And I was willingly doing it because I liked it. And, you know, and I was losing weight. And I thought it was amazing, but I didn't want to sell anything. I still had a bad taste in my mouth from selling stuff or being you know what I mean? But I got a check in the mail from Herbalife Nutrition for $542 and some change. Like a physical check. And I thought it was fake. I thought it was one of them, like, you know how you get a publishing clearinghouse joint.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you could win
If you
this.
do this, you get this.
Right. So, but and here's the reason I thought that. I thought it was fake because I didn't sell anything. I'm like, I never
Yeah,
sold.
because I was gonna ask. You said you didn't get into the sales or anything like that. You were just
I-
doing the products
I
and
didn't
buying off
sell
your man.
anything.
So-
But I got a check in the mail for $542 and some change. I remember to this day. And I called my man. I'm like, yo, I got this check. What the hell is this? Like, what I gotta do? This them trying to get me to sign up, like for a distributor. He like, no, you already signed up. He like, yo, cause I did. Remember I said I signed up.
Oh, yeah,
But
you
you just
did.
never actually push through.
I-
You just
I-
watched him do his thing.
Yeah, I just was buying the products for myself, and I was sending. And he's like, that's your money. I'm like, how? He's like, yo, remember them people you kept sending me? Them people like you was bringing from work, from the neighborhood, this, that, and all. Oh, you know, him and my homie Marnie. Every time I was sending them people their way, and a lot of them wanted to sign up and get a discount on the products too. When they were signing up, they were signing them up under me because they were my referrals. So what I got was a wholesale income. I didn't know that the company did retail and wholesale. Right? So wholesale,
So
right?
you just being a distributor.
So you can sell to distributors as a distributor, pretty much.
Well, it's not even selling to the distributors. They were just clients who liked the products like me, who literally wanted to sign up. Like when they saw the price of the products and they seen that they can get it for cheaper,
If they
they was
actually
like,
sign
oh,
up,
let me
yeah.
sign up and get. And people was buying their own stuff, shampoo, because everybody think we're a weight loss company. It's
Yeah.
not. Herbalife is actually a cellular nutrition company. They got more stuff in the categories than you can ever think of. It's a Bath and Body Works, it's a skincare line.
I never knew that.
Healthy
I didn't know that
Sleep,
either.
athletic line that's NSF certified. That NSF certified means that it can clear NCAA rules, collegiate rules, Olympic rules. So you
okay.
ain't got to worry about no performance.
It's like
in
the
there.
FDA type of
Yeah, they got the
regulations.
#1 post-workout product in the country. Like I did, like all this stuff I didn't know.
Oh,
so
shit.
like
I
so
thought it was just like workout stuff.
I thought it was just weight loss stuff. I didn't
I
know.
thought it was weight loss too, because when
Hey.
you look into Herbalife, everybody
Right.
focus about weight loss, weight loss.
So I got this check, and when I found out it was real, I was like, oh shit, right? Cause I like let's just be honest. Like I got this check, it was $542, and then the light bulb went off because my third job that I was giving up every weekend for at the drug and alcohol rehabilitation, I was working 8 to 10 hours every Saturday and Sunday there. And it was only for an extra $500 in my household every month. Cause after taxes, it was
Yeah,
like
you break-
You just got that right
it was
there.
about $260 every 2 weeks to
So,
work
yo-
4 days a week. Like
So you're like, I'm gonna quit that.
260, 270 after taxes every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was working every Saturday and Sunday. So I was like, I
Light
didn't even
bulb went
quit.
off.
The light bulb went off. I was like, damn, if I could, I wasn't thinking career level or all this. I
You're
was
just thinking part time. I can
was like,
replace
yo.
this with my part time job.
My man, listen, I literally was thinking like, if I can get that exact check every month, I'll get my weekends back. That's what I was thinking. And so I didn't even understand the marketing plan, but I had made money just from being passionate and
Yeah,
really
and
wanting
just
to help.
pushing it genuinely as
I
well,
really
too.
wanted, like, was sending people to get the same help I was getting. So I did that. I left that job, right? I went back because I really wanted to learn, and I learned about the marketing plan, and the marketing plan was, like, at least in my opinion, second to none. And I saw how we could really get busy. And I saw that there was a opportunity to not only earn retail, there was an opportunity to earn wholesale. There was an opportunity to earn royalties, which I could will to my kids after I die. There was an opportunity to get production bonuses, and I saw the incomes that people were making, and it was like ridiculous. And then another light bulb that really went off for me. I looked up the company, and you can Google them to this day. If you just Google #1 nutrition company, Herbalife will pop up, right? I found out that they're in 90 plus countries all over the world, not just here in the U.S. I found out that it was 30-something years at the time, long standing, right? And I just really started to second guess like what I was doing for an income, but even I wasn't sold on the business. Like I'm just being honest, I still wasn't sold on the
You
business.
still seeing the. You
But
still
I was
seeing
like,
the.
So but we had started a movement. We started a movement. We was getting so many people involved. Didn't know my wife at the time. I met my wife in this.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't
So it's
know
like
my-
you was meant to
So
do all of
yeah, I was
this.
about to say. So this is really.
It's all full circle.
Yeah. So we getting the community involved. We getting more people involved. I'm working out with brothers and I learned that the company will allow you to be an independent distributor no matter what your record is. So you can have a felony and still do this business.
Okay.
Right? It's a lot of multi-level marketing companies, life insurance and things that
Don't
you
let
can't
you
do
Won't,
that.
won't even touch
If you
you.
got a felony, you can't do it. This company doesn't care. All they care about, they don't
Their
care about what
bread.
you right. Are you willing to operate on integrity, stay within the rules of the company? And when I heard that, I made it my mission. Because how many brothers do y'all
Yeah,
know?
the ex-cons.
With felonies.
So you kind
yo,
of made like a program out of that for them.
I mean, I didn't call it a program. But that started to be my
You putting
aim.
people on. You still putting people on.
Somebody I met along the way inside of this, but through my man Naeem, a good brother by the name of Jabril. They call him Beast. You know what I mean? That's you know, from his past or whatever. Who was heavy in the streets, heavy prison record. He was on house arrest when he started this with me. He had an ankle bracelet on, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah, he used to have to be in the house by a certain time, and the earliest he could get out was 5 a.m. So, and I was working 3 jobs, so that we would go to the gym 5 a.m. in the morning, like, because that's the only time.
we can get out.
That's the earliest he could come out, and that's the only time I had. And we locked arms, and we like started a brotherhood, and he started getting busy, and he created a 5-figure a month business with an ankle bracelet on from his crib. Right?
Wow.
And right, through his own efforts, just through being powerful. Like, he still
and
goes
taking
hard.
things into his own control.
Yeah. So, you know, his success became part of my success. I have another friend by the name of Terrence. I met Terrence really at a Walmart. I didn't know he had just did 5 years, just got fired from his job. We was talking, and I invited the brother to my house. We had a real conversation. And Terrence is another fella doing this business at a career level income, you know, has own nutrition shops and so on. We got brothers that just came home from 20 years of prison. Like, Terrence did so well that his old PO officer now contacts him every time he gets a new parolee to send some Terrence way. Like, you know, like, yo, we need to get under this brother.
It's changing lives.
Yeah,
Wow.
110%. Like, that's what we've taken this angle and made it. And so through that, man, I started making more money, and then I remember I made, you know, that 500 turned into an extra 1,200, turned into an extra 2,000. And the whole way, I'm be honest with y'all, the whole way I'm doubting myself. Like, I'm like, because, you know, you go into these.
It's still not real yet.
now,
It's still not real.
Right, I go to
Yeah.
St. Louis, we go to this big ass like this, you know, big ass training that they call extravaganza, and I saw 30,000 people show up to this one spot, and like that's kind of where it hit me. Like, I'm like, all right, you know, the notion that this is just a scam has now just left my body. 30,000 people
real.
ain't show up to lie to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like really, that's how I felt. And it just gave me a different level of confidence. So I started working with it like that. And I'll never forget 2015, December. I was working 2 jobs. My team was rolling. Everybody was like, you know, really doing well. We had this crazy movement going. Like, the company is acknowledging this part of the city of Philadelphia because they had never had production come from, you know,
Like us.
right. You know what I mean? We got Muslim sisters, we got all type single mom, we got all type of people like that needed the most. Who needs health, who needs an income opportunity, who needs a healthier, you know, more active lifestyle than our community.
Exactly.
We just got it moving. And I remember in December I made my check came in, it was about $1,400. And by April I had made my first $10,000 in a month.
Ooh.
And I still was I mean, well, yeah. And
No, that's a decent amount,
no,
man.
that's
Come on, decent amount. That's a nice amount
Coming
right
from 500,
there.
coming from 500.
Well, and I'm not knocking it. I love it, but this just goes to like when your exposure will open your mind. Mm-hmm. So I remember at one time all I wanted to do was make $10,000 in a month in this business, right? And because it just seemed impossible. And I never had made $10,000 a month in corporate America.
Yeah.
For what I went to school for and got $70,000 in school loans with, right?
Exactly.
But you know, I just went
Sorry
forward.
to interrupt you. Is that door open? I gotta grab my water real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Look,
y'all
1,
can
2,
keep continuing. Y'all can keep talking.
yeah. So
It just got hot.
yeah, like so I made 10 G's that month, and I still was questioning, could I do this?
He was like, yo, this ain't real. This still not real.
And then like and one thing about, you know, for those that you know, those out there who just got people. Listen, man, we got people in this business that's making, you talking about 6 figures a month, and that's honest. Like, cause through the multi-level marketing plan, because
Damn, really? Because
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
like
think about
residual
it.
income?
yeah, it's residual income. So you know, man, we know people personally that's making 60, 80. You know, the most I've ever made in a month was about 17. My partner, he's made anywhere north of 30 in a month. Like, you know what I mean?
So this is not just the
Yeah, but it's business, it's sales, it's ups and downs to everything. But when I first made my first 10,000, you know, you start paying taxes different.
Yeah.
That
You know,
1099 hit different.
Yeah, you know, we're in the type of business where, you know, no longer looking forward towards that income tax season. Like, it ain't the same.
You
know
have
what I
a
mean?
different
You know?
tax bracket at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah, but you got the opportunity to create an income tax check every month if you want to. So, I just remember making 10,000, And after I really understood the numbers and understood taxes and everything, and then I just realized, like, just from a money standpoint of trying to pull and shoot harder, and, you know, because I wasn't averaging it, but I average now anywhere between, I would say, maybe 5 and 15 a month.
Okay.
You know, business goes up, business goes
of
down,
course.
like
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
else.
sales.
But I did the math, and I was like, wow, man, I got 10,000 is not enough. I gotta make no, real deal. It's nowhere near enough. Like when you talk about taxes, when you talk about, I'm like, yo, 10,000. First of all, 10,000 is not 10,000 profit.
Exactly.
Once
Yeah.
you like, you know what I mean? I said, yo, I gotta make 10,000. I remember I did the math. Like I broke down all my debt and everything. I said, I gotta make 10,000 for the next 3.5 years to just get out of debt.
Oh wow.
Like
For
consistently.
3.5 years
When
on
you-
top of that.
I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about when I'm thinking about my mortgage, when I'm thinking about the school loans, when I'm thinking about what it costs to live and my kids. Like shit, I got $6,700 in bills a month.
Plus, you got 7
Like,
kids.
yeah,
you got
like,
7
what-
kids.
yeah,
You know.
And at the time, I
Them
only
ain't
had
cheap.
At the time, I only had 3.
So damn.
yeah.
So
you know what I mean?
the money just made you more active, pretty much. It's
Yeah,
like I,
mean,
can support it now.
It opened my eyes. It opened my eyes to not think small. I think exposure, getting around different people, thinking, you know what I mean? You know, exposure and to what's possible. You know what I mean? And then, you know, learning to take money and put money in different places, learning to
Because you have the different more
Yeah.
overflow now. You don't have to. You're not pinching. You're not pinching no more.
You know, and you know, it's still, you know, I'm not rich. I'm not financially free by no means. Like money still is tight.
Yeah.
I'm just not
And
as
plus,
tight
it's
as I.
Philly.
Just not, yeah.
And Philly ain't cheap.
Listen, I mean, but listen, I mean, it's just the ups and downs of business. Like we're still
Yeah.
learning. Like I'm not in the top 1% of the company or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the #1 seller of products or like I'm still learning this business.
Yeah.
But this business has been an amazing. This company has been an amazing platform for me to be in service to my community
Yeah.
and still provide to my family.
Exactly. That's the thing.
So-
That I think when you said I'm gonna trade my weekends for this,
Yeah.
you kind of didn't. You took your weekends and you expanded it and made it your life.
I got my weekends back. I felt like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I was
but you
already,
made it. But you made it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got your weekends back because you was helping.
Yeah.
And so
100.
now you doing that. You help the community, but you doing it in a
But
much
it
bigger
didn't,
way.
and it
providing.
didn't even feel like it because I
Yeah.
loved it. Like this was my leisure place. Like working out was like a
Yeah.
stress reliever. It was like this was my therapy. This was I just was bringing people along with me.
It's like
You're not
home
really
away
working.
from
Like,
home.
say what?
You're not really working.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it. It's still to this day. Like for me, when this starts to feel like work, I'm doing it wrong.
Okay.
Like my business is always like going down. When I start feeling like, oh, I gotta do this
Yeah.
instead of I get to do this, like because everything is energy. Like everything is energy and
Facts.
everything. Like we're in the sales business. Like don't get that twisted.
Facts.
We make money because we sell products, but we only sell products because we got results. Like you know what I mean? People get
Facts.
results. It's not
You're
like
selling results.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, you're
yeah.
selling results. The
But they
product
get
is just
the
a plug.
results. So the hardest work that I ever have to do is from the neck up. You know what I mean? With people. Like after that, from the neck down becomes easy.
Easy. It sells itself after
Yeah,
that.
you know, the concept sells itself. I work with the people. The people got to make the decision. You can get
Facts.
Herbalife from anyone.
Facts.
You know
Facts.
what I mean? You can get Herbalife from anyone, but if you don't have the tools that made you put on that 80 pounds, if you don't get rid of
It
that
won't matter.
routine,
It don't matter.
no, if you don't decide to drink these products when we not looking, like it's not, you know what I mean? It's
It
not,
don't-
yeah,
it
it's
don't
not
matter.
gonna work.
Do you have an end goal for this in the
Um,
sales wise?
I don't have an end goal. I don't have an end goal. I have a goal. My goal is to be a 30K executive press team member. You know that means we've created a business that does a lot of sales in a month. Press team is 200K in a month. You've built a team and an organization that does 200K.
Oh, wow.
30K is about 3 times that. So you know I don't have the exact number right here for me, but I know what it takes to get there. I know the number I have to hit. And at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with what I do in sales. It has everything to do with the people that I get involved in the business that they do for themselves. So I love that concept because it takes away the crab in the barrel theory. Like I could sell $1 million worth of products myself. I don't move up the marketing plan unless the people that I bring in are being successful themselves.
Sorry, man.
Because
I'm just
no,
hot.
that's good.
I'm just hot.
That's good.
I get claustrophobic a little bit.
No, take your time, man. You need to break
That's
it
all.
up.
Alright, so cause I really love this story and I'm mad it's so short. I really want to. I really love this story. I
Hey,
do.
man,
honestly, this
I
is
appreciate you
it's
coming
getting
down.
more dope and dope as well.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Because I don't want to take up too much of your time. To be
Oh
honest.
man, listen, bro, y'all drove from Connecticut.
Yeah, and this is
Like I didn't think y'all was gonna make it. Like we literally pulled off when you called. I turned
That's why,
right back
and that's
around.
why I don't want to keep taking. Because honestly, this is amazing. Like honestly, the
I mean,
thing.
the boss gave me the okay. Tonight is date night, but we ain't going nowhere until about 7:30. But
Oh,
she was
we
like,
ain't
yo,
gonna
take your
interrupt
time.
you on date night,
Nah,
bro, because
nah,
I
nah.
know how that go.
Oh,
and
that's crazy. My
I
brother,
get
my guy, now he just FaceTimed me. That's crazy. I ain't even see his stuff.
I get in trouble for date night for this shit all the time. So
Nah, that's dope. Like honestly, like I opened it up and I was saying how you was doing such great things for the community, but just having this talk with you and this is mind blowing, man. This is fucking mind blowing.
Yeah,
it's so many
super
layers, yeah.
man.
You are a gem for the community.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are very important to the community. Like I'm like
Thank
you are part of the wheels of the community. I don't think if they realize that, because to me you're saving people not only like mentally and physically as well too, but what you're doing for the ex-cons, like that's a whole door opening right there. Because we sit here and we talk about, all right, for Philly specifically, you talk about Meek Mill and you talk about the Reform Alliance program that you have going on, but now you have somebody who has a program for people when they do get out. You know, they did their time and they're actually trying to really reform themselves. You know, they're like, all right, now I have something where it's going to bring money in. Not just me being on the streets, because a lot of people, when they come back out, when they go in and come out, they go back on the streets.
Right.
Now you're giving them an opportunity, like there's more to it than this.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the reflection of what you see on TV or anything like that. You don't have to repeat your past. You can do this and actually not look back on your past in terms of it's a hindrance. It was just part of my journey.
And that's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity. Like it's nothing more than that. Like it's what you make out of it. Like everything else. Like I can't guarantee success for
Facts.
anyone in this.
But I can help create an opportunity
Yeah.
where you can make something about it. Because
Right.
it still sells at the end of the day. You have to sell something behind it.
Yeah. Well, the only way we're ever going to make money. It's only two ways to make money: either selling a product or providing a service.
Facts.
I don't care what it is that you do for a profession or what you call yourself, what your title
One or
is.
two.
Like you're only making money from either selling a product or providing a service or
Facts.
both.
That is facts.
That's it.
That is definitely facts, man.
You
Honestly,
get to do both here.
I love what you're doing, and the fact that how you got into it, you wasn't even pressing yourself to get into it. You was like, all right, I'm gonna try the products. My man's is doing this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
help my man's out. You start trying the product. You start seeing results of it, and then I don't know. I don't think anybody touched on, but to me, this is beautiful too. The fact that when you got that 542 check, you wasn't even expecting that. That means your
man.
man's was such your man's that he didn't take your sales.
Nah.
he
He
put
put your
yours.
sales in there.
Uh-huh.
But to me, it was part of him just like, all right, this is what you can do from it. But
Yeah.
he didn't put
And,
that in
and
his
at
pocket.
the end of the day, the way that the marketing plan is set up, it paid him anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's Motella. So you know what I mean?
So everybody
got
gets
from it
paid.
anyway,
So
right?
one person eat.
Yeah.
Everybody's eating a percentage off that regard.
Yeah. He saw a wholesale himself and a royalty because I was his distributor, and anything I make comes in a percentage to him from the marketing plan as well.
That's fucking fire, man.
That is fire.
This is like black owned and doing it for the culture. These are examples of what doing it for the culture
Yeah.
really means. You know, it's more than just social media. Like you're literally in the faces of people. You're meeting people. You're shaking hands.
Right,
And
right.
then you're having these conversations with them because. I don't know. It's probably different because now you're having these face-to-face conversations. I feel like people are more inclined to open up to you or share their health goals or their health insecurities even more on top of that with them as well too. Because now you're like a therapist for them.
Yeah, definitely, man. Health and wellness coach is more of the mental, and it's crazy that at the end of the day, this is what I went to school for. I was in the field.
That's the funny thing about
Yeah.
it.
That's the crazy
you
part.
went to
I-
school
Full circle.
for full
I went to school
fucking
for
circle.
behavior health and psych, community health education, health information management, and here I am. Wow, like
Changing lives.
right.
Sheesh.
This
do
is
this
dope.
avenue.
I feel like everything
know,
was
right?
meant for you to happen. Like this was meant for you to do, and it was meant for you to be what you are with all the mistakes, the downfalls that came with it. Because honestly, dog, just even meeting out the first time, like you're fucking amazing, yo.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Like you're fucking amazing, and you still even set up some humility, like. Clark Atlanta graduate, so you went to a HBCU, the dream for a lot of people. So you graduated from a HBCU, you actually got your degree with it, you tried to pursue something with it, and like everybody else, it wasn't what you wanted out of it. It wasn't what you was expecting. It wasn't paying the bills, and you weren't happy.
Right.
So it's like, all right, I did the American Dream. I did the steps.
Yeah.
I'm checking off the checklist,
Still,
but it's
still
like,
encourage it though.
Yeah,
like, it's
of
nothing
course.
wrong. Like I'm
Of
not.
course.
Like, let me be clear on that. I'm not knocking education. Education is where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
But education with a plan.
facts.
My plan was just to go and leave the neighborhood. Like what I majored in wasn't even like a passion. It was something like
It's
I
something
knew
to
I
major
could
in.
get a job in. But we're pro education. Like all 6 of our children have straight A's. We got all like the 2 7-year-olds. We got 2 7-year-olds, a 9-year-old, 12-year-old, 2 15-year-olds. Everybody's a straight A student.
Okay.
Everybody. Like,
Okay.
I can't even like really take credit for that because well, maybe I can. No, yes, I can.
Nah, you can. Nah, you can.
I'm gonna take some credit.
Take your credit, black man.
I'm gonna definitely take some
A
credit. for that.
parent is your
No,
child's first teacher.
Yeah,
So
but they're brilliant, man. They're brilliant. Like I mean,
they got to come from somewhere, right?
yeah, they're brilliant. I
Apple
mean,
don't fall too
we don't
far
have
from
like
the
a
tree.
strict regimen of you better do this. Like no, like they just they handle their business. Like you know what I mean? They do what
Because
they
you
do.
are a reflection. Your kids is a reflection of you. Because every time you've been talking to me, you telling your story. In my head, I'm like, damn, this nigga work fucking hard, yo. Like, damn, do I like? I'm here looking at my work ethic. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me reevaluate myself real quick.
I get that all the time. Like
You work hard, my guy. Like
in
you work
my-
like a Mexican and an
in my-
African,
yeah,
man.
in my
And a touch of
community,
Jamaican.
like, everybody always shares my story. Like, yo, he left 4 jobs. Like I had 4 jobs.
That
at
is a
once
great
one time.
story.
That's
I had
crazy.
4 jobs. Like how do and people be like,
So
yo,
how do
the
you
hell
balance 4 jobs with 3 kids?
you don't. Ain't no balance.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Like,
know you was
I
losing
literally
you.
was like a machine.
You was
I-
losing you at certain points.
11 to 7, 7 to 3, weekend job. 4th job came, it was a PRN. I was able to get my hours when I could. But I was just working my ass off, man. I would go to work, I would go do a double, go to work, sleep in my car, hit the LA Fitness just to shower, go right back for that
Oh,
shift.
wow.
And then in the morning time, transition over to the school system. And
When did you get to be a dad? You didn't get a chance to be a dad.
I don't know,
Basically,
man.
you being at work was your form of being a dad, because it was provided.
So that's what you were saying
It was
earlier.
provided
Like,
in a sense.
yeah,
so as long as you felt like you was
chasing
doing that, you felt like
chasing that
missing out on the
ghost.
kids was okay.
chasing that ghost, trying not to be my father.
And it ended up being in this
A
reflection.
worse, even my own, created my own monster.
And that's what I realized too. When we
Not that
try
my
not
dad
to,
was a monster, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. When we try not to become something, we become closer to becoming.
Yeah, not working in your gift, man. Each one of y'all, you brothers, y'all got a gift. What you're doing right now is super positive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If it feels good and it doesn't feel like work, like this is the only thing I've ever done, and I've done much more. We don't have enough time. But anything,
Yeah, because honestly, we can sit and like.
Yeah.
Listen,
I really want to sit and have. I would love to just
well, look,
talk, man.
anytime, man. Like anytime y'all
When
wanna
I come
just
to
hang
Philly a
or
lot,
whatever.
I come to Philly
Yo,
often.
hit me
I'm
up,
like
bro.
I usually I'm like half hour away from here, so
Yo, we
I'm
can
in
go
the
out
area.
and just bust it up. Like this is what.
Yeah, I love
and
this.
we got a great community. I got some great people to introduce you to, man. Anytime, and I really mean it. I'm not just saying. that.
We'll definitely be back.
People would really take you up on
Yeah,
that.
come
I'm
on,
dead
come
serious.
on through. Yo, Gabe.
That's
the only reason I came to Connecticut is because Gabe sent for us.
Exactly.
He's like, yo, man, you and your wife is on us. Come on, it's on me and my wife. We paying. Like they put us in the hotel.
That's
and
love.
everything. He's
For
like,
real?
That's love.
I just came up, showed us, man, sent this to what is it called? A Dutty party or?
A dirty party.
Gabe set me up. I'm in this thing with my wife, man.
I was at the West. They had him at the West.
No, my wife, all that. She was, you know what I mean? We was there. I'm in there like, somebody ran up and just threw paint on me. I'm like,
Oh, Juve.
Juve.
oh yeah,
went to
whatever.
Juve.
Yeah, I might be
Right before
saying,
the parade.
Yeah,
Right before the
yeah,
parade.
Juve.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, everybody was like, oh, yeah, whatever that was. Yeah.
Juve.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hey, listen. Look, as you can see, I don't even know the slang, but
No,
it was
Jamaica-
an experience.
It's a good culture up there because it's
Yo,
like it's
it
a
was
great
dope,
black
man.
culture up
It was-
there.
And
It's different.
Yo, I had
Yeah.
no idea we
It's
was deep in
different.
Connecticut like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
A
no
lot
idea.
of people don't. A
But
lot of people don't
shout
Because
know.
when you
Once
hear
again, shout
Connecticut,
out
you
to
think of the
Gabe.
white.
Once
You think of
again.
the. I
Once
can't. I
again.
try not to say white people too much because he works with a lot of them, so I try not to get him in
Maybe
trouble.
get me in
White
trouble.
people know they white. Like,
Yeah,
But they don't like,
That's what I
they don't
was
like
trying to
getting
say.
told that they're white though, and
Oh, okay.
they only want to be told that they're white when it's a benefit for them.
but no, we got, you know what I mean? But
Because they like to tell you,
No,
I don't
get
see
it.
your color.
No,
you know?
yeah, but we were ignorant to how we're up there thick and the
Yeah.
culture that's up there, and blew my mind and her mind, like to the point we was like, yo, we need to get some property up here or something. Like it's
a lot of black people up here.
And then Gabe is the plug, of
course.
So he
He know
we had
everybody.
dinner set up at somebody he knew spot. We went in.
the
They
Russell.
already was waiting
The
for
Russell.
us. No, we went to the Russell second. He sent
Oh,
us
wow.
sent us to a Hispanic joint. My wife.
Oh,
loved.
that's dope.
Yeah. Oh man, he knew the owner there. They was waiting for us. Food was amazing. Then we came to the Russell, like we was there. Like it was an all white party.
Yeah.
Of course, we was all included. Like we walked in.
Yeah, you came at a good time.
Yeah.
You experienced Hartford, that whole area. You experienced the
lined us
lifestyle
up,
of
man.
Hartford.
Like he lined us up. Shout out to my brother, man. He's a good dude, man. He's always calling me, just thanking me for my energy. I'm like, hey, what is I'm doing? He's
I
like,
see
no, you
why.
don't understand.
I'm
Like,
experiencing
da-da-da.
it firsthand. I
Yeah,
see
we
why.
got to go back up. He trying to get us to come back up, but it was an amazing experience, and it opened my eyes to. I didn't know Connecticut was so rich.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So man,
Hartford
we
has
definitely
it. That's
coming
their
back,
logo.
too.
Hartford has it.
Yep.
They really
Hop,
do,
skipping,
man.
and jumping away, man. We'll be there definitely, but appreciate you, brothers.
Thank you, man,
Thank
for coming
you.
through. Thank you for making the time for us. This is Weed and Whiskey Podcast. And if you're ever in Philly, you need to go work out. You need, and especially if it's on a Sunday, you know. What's 5? What was it again?
Let them know where they can find you at.
We have the
Wave
area.
Nutrition in the Germantown section of Philadelphia, 5836 Germantown Avenue. Wave Nutrition, come in anytime. You know what I mean? We're open Monday through Saturday. Sunday, we're officially closed, but we're always open to the community because we do an 11 o'clock free workout. You could be from anywhere and just stop by, and we'll be here getting it in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. You can follow us at Wave Nutrition Philly. That's the club Instagram page is Wave Nutrition Philly, and mine is Coach_Gil914. We appreciate y'all coming down, man.
Thank
Thank
you, man.
you.
Everybody go check that out. Support that. And like I said, man, just support black. Buy black.
We love y'all.
We're going to buy the block.
Hey.